Welcome to the channel, guys. My name's Danny Malcolm. Thank you so much for joining me today. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how to shallow the golf club and how simple it can really be. So many players struggling with this move, getting to the top of the swing and then getting steep, swinging over the top, hitting pulls and slices. Not what we're looking for. So let's dive right in, guys. Firstly, what is shallowing? So I'm going to speak about what that is and some wonderful drills, some simple ideas to get you shallowing right away. So shallowing the golf club is when we get to the top of the swing and we start to, from there, as we transition into the downswing, get to this lead arm parallel position in the downswing. We've got the golf club or the butt of the club. If there's a line extending from there to the ball, I reference this with my alignment rod, we'd have that pointing at the ball or slightly outside the ball. That would be in a shallow position. That's what we're looking for. A lot of players in this position of the swing are in this steeper position, guys, where the butt of that club, that line is pointing inside the golf ball. From here, to get back to that ball, we've got to make a whole host of alterations, some compensations to get the club back on plane. So it's a hugely important piece when we're looking for consistency, getting that club early in the downswing, in a nice shallow position, ideally just below the right shoulder or the trail shoulder in this position as well. So what we don't want is to be shallow and with our hands super far out here as well. So there is an element of getting these arms to lower to get the shaft itself pitching just below this right shoulder at this stage of the swing. So we're trying to get both ideas. So we're getting shallow with the shaft, lowering with the arms. So that's what I would consider a good shallow position into the ball. And from a geometry perspective and a consistency standpoint, having that here is going to make it way easier as we're turning to the ball, because we haven't got to make any last minute alterations to get the club, back on planes. So having that club in a nice position early in the downswing here is going to make things way easier as we move through impact. We get some much better shots from there. So that's what shallowing is, guys, and we don't need all these funky moves. We see a lot of players trying to really get this real amount of right side bend to try and get the club shallowing. We see a lot of people trying to get this trail arm into this very externally rotated position. That can have a whole host of issues when it comes to club face control as well. So I'm not keen on this one, guys. We don't need all these funky moves that we might think that we see it from the professionals, but they're not really doing things to that extreme. So let's keep it simple. And here's a test. So guys, if you don't mind doing this with me now, if you just want to jump up and grab your arms and just lift them up into the sky like this. And from there, lower the arms. That's the test. Can you, from your arms up in the air, can you lower your arms? Guys, if you can do that and you've just been able to do that, you can shallow the golf club. That's literally what we're doing, with a little bit of movement in the lower trail arm as well, but that's pretty much what we're doing, guys. So what I mean by that this is all about this piece, this right arm. So at the top of the swing, really all it is, if I take my setup here, lift my arms up a little bit, put them slightly across my body, and then turn, that's basically the top of the backswing. So lift my arms up, across my body, tilt and turn. That's my top of the backswing. So if I take the turn and the tilts away, that's literally where the club is at the top. Now, if I want to get back down to delivery from here, all I'm doing is adding that arm in slightly, that upper arm in, as I lower the arm and get rid of this fold in my arm and keep that club in that trail lower arm sort of supinated in this position. So I'm basically going from that position to slightly in and down, and keeping that club shaft pointing away from me. So from here, guys, that's literally the move. So if you can do that, you can shallow the golf club, because from the top, that's that move. That's my right arm there. And look how that's not only lowering the club, it's also keeping it shallow. And then as I add in the rotation, I'm in there. So it's from here, lowering, and then the rotation gets the club back out in front. So guys, that's how simple it is. It really, really is. Not easy, but simple, So that's what we're looking for, lowering the arms. And when players typically get steep, they're either getting this more like this arm wrestle look, where we start to, that gap's greater, we start to get into this position here, where that shaft starts to get steep. It can also come from an effort to try and get to bent into this position, and then it doesn't need to be that challenging. It doesn't need to be that challenging. So guys, from the top, lowering the arms, or just lowering that right arm, almost like you're doing a reverse bicep curl, and then as you swing through, you're going to be able to get that club coming much more from the inside as well, if that's something that you're struggling with. A couple of drills now for that, guys, as well. So that's the idea, that's the concept, that's the simplicity of it. 2 wonderful drills to finish on here that I learned from Brian Manzella, a coach over in the US. And the first one's called belly flop the plane. So if you imagine this being an aeroplane and these being the wings, that's the leading edge of my face, these are the wings. Now as I swing to the top, imagine that's the plane, that's the wings here. Now those wings, I want to belly flop into the water. So bang, splash, bang. So I'm getting those wings to splash into the water. I'm not coming this way where the plane's tipping, or this way, these crazy positions. I'm just bang, straight down, belly flopping the plane. So you can have that idea, that feeling, that sort of image, if you like, and from the top, belly flop the plane. That's the first move. And then from there, again, you add in the rotation and the club comes back out. So that's one you can use. Another one is splat the paint. Splat the paint, if I say that right. So when you get to the top, imagine you've got a whole heap of paint, let's just say red paint in this instance, on the back of this shaft. Now from there, I'm just going to splat that straight onto the floor. Bang, that way, splat. Right there, just splat the paint. Now if I do that, the paint's not going to hit the ground. If I do that, the paint's not going to go on the ground. So it's just splatting it straight down. Guys, this is how simple it can be. Again, simple, but not easy. And then from there, splat the paint. Yep, so guys, hopefully that helps. Just some quick, simple ideas there. What is shallowing? Just a little concept of that first. Realize we don't need to do all these funky moves that most of us, including myself. Look, my arm, I've dislocated this right shoulder twice in previous sports, and I can only get that to level with my, not even quite level with my spine. And so ideally we'd like more range just from a mobility and injury prevention standpoint, but even with that, I'm still able to do this. Essentially, I'm doing this, adding the arm away and back in, up and down. As long as you've got some good range of motion with this lower piece of your trail arm, you should also be able to do the other piece in terms of supinating to shallow the arm as well. But you know, really, that's really as simple as it is. So arm up, down, without that club tipping. That's basically the move, and you blend that in with the lowering of the arms and the rotation piece, then you're right there, guys. So a couple of drills: belly flop the plane, splat the paint. They should get you right on track. So give those a go. Let me know how you go with those in the comments below. Let's keep this conversation going. I reply personally to every comment that's posted. And if you did like the video, guys, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps get this video out to more people, and I think this is a topic that could really help many as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video.